What's poppin', YouTuber? Welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And in this video right here, we're going to be talking about Aries energy part 2. It's going to be the Aries, it's going to be the energy through the sign series. We're going to begin with the first sign of the zodiac, of course. So Aries energy part 2. And I'll pause for the cause. If you don't know how to find your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, anything about your birth chart, if you're a new subscriber, if you're just starting off your journey of self-love, self-knowledge, self-awareness, self-development through astrology and numerology, if nobody put you on as to why it's so important to understand these things, don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos. I put the link in the description. You have to watch them first so you become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So boom, Aries energy part 2. Now before I had to make this video, I had to go back and rewatch the first video I made. I think it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I don't know about any other content creators, but for me it was cringy watching how the presentation was, the camera quality, the way I kept swinging my chair and all that. So I'm like, damn, alright, so this is going to be like a redo / part 2 of that video, of the Aries energy video. And I understand that this is going to be an energy series, energy through the sign series. So it's not going to be like an Aries sun or Aries moon, Aries rising. It's going to be the Aries, the energy, the archetype for the energy itself by itself. Like I said, we all have in our birth chart, all 12 signs in our birth chart, all planets in our birth chart. So we have to understand that. You could have a loaded first house will give you prominent Aries type energy. So it's not the Aries sun. It's the energy itself by itself. Alright, so without further ado, let's just get it popping, shall we? Alright, so boom, so Aries energy. First of all, in my last video, or the first video I made, I talked about, I'm gonna do like I said, a redo and a part 2. So I'm gonna like bring up what I said in my first video and kind of expound on that. So let's start off with the basics, obviously, just to get it out the way. And for those that are brand new to this channel or to this astrology itself, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is the beginning sign of spring. It's called a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are those that spark and begin change. They spark change. So obviously Aries being the beginning of spring sparks change. So having an Aries energy, having predominant Aries energy in your chart allows you to utilize this energy as in being able to be a self-starter. You know, some people need like motivation to do things. They need someone to kind of push them to do things. Aries energy, the archetype by itself, having this placement, having a large amount of this placement in your chart, gives you the ability to be able to self-start and to initiate things by yourself, for yourself. Now, a lot of times through life, we all go through things, we all go through ups and downs, we all go through those low moments. Aries energy really gets themselves out of these low moments easier than most because they're always willing to just get up and go, get up and start, get up and go. So if you have a lot of Aries energy and you're going through like these kind of tough moments, these low moments, and I'll talk about how a lot of times in Aries energy's life, their life is always a battle. They're really always going through or trying to conquer something, because Aries is ruled by the sign of Mars. Mars is rulership. Mars is conquering, is war, is battle. So a lot of times in their life and in anything they're doing, Aries likes to conquer something and win something. So when you're going through those low moments, when you're going through the bullshit, the shits, the Aries energy just wants to, all right, we've been down for too long. Let's get up. Let's go do something. Let's change. Let's make something different. Let's go and like be different now. Let's go be innovators. Let's go make a change. So it likes to self-initiate and self-start itself. So that's the plus for having large amounts of Aries energies, is understand that you have that self-spark in you, that self-innate spark in you to get up off your ass and go do something, just to get up and start something new again. Now, like I said, Aries is the baby of the zodiac. Being the baby of the zodiac means that kind of Aries needs, I'm going to say in this video because I'm an Aries sun, but I'm not talking about the sun sign like I said. Kind of in our needs, Aries needs is kind of like a baby's needs, as in it wants what it wants it right now. It doesn't really care about the other person and how they're going to give it to them, but just wants what it wants right now. So like that's kind of how the baby acts. The baby wants what it wants. It wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning because it wants food, it wants water, it wants change a diaper. It wants what it wants, but doesn't really care about how the other person is perceiving it. So knowing this about yourself, having the Aries energy, or knowing someone with Aries characteristics, understand that the baby is the best way to describe us. Very childlike behavior, very childlike energy. We have a very childlike innocence to ourselves. And I said this in our first video, but that childlike innocence is a detriment and it's a blessing if you understand how to protect yourself and protect your energy. Because a lot of times I've noticed a lot of Aries energy people, especially Aries suns, but a lot of predominantly Aries energy type people, they really attract, especially in relationships, partners that kind of take advantage of them or use them because they use their innocence for weakness in a way. So a lot of Aries energy people have a childlike innocence to them. So if you have this placement, if you have a lot of placements in Aries, or if you are Aries, understand that you have to protect yourself from people that might kind of take advantage of you. Because the whole purpose, the whole lesson of Aries energy, the two words that they describe themselves as is I am. So the lesson, or what we have to understand about this lifetime, is we have to learn who we are, learn who I am. So a lot of times we will put ourselves or go in different situations and people will kind of show us who we are by kind of testing us and pushing us to really dig deep within ourselves. So Aries wants to know who I am, who they are in a way. So don't use your innocence, don't take your innocence for granted, or don't take that as in not protecting yourself around people that might take that for granted. But understand that your childlike innocence is what kind of brings people. It's what gives and brings joy to people's lives. It's what allows you to maneuver through life, even though you might mess up and fuck up and kind of bump your head a lot. It kind of what gets you able to go over it quick, fast, and just keep moving forward. Aries goes over. They do things wrong and they go over it. They apologize and go over it, and then they get over it real quick. They get mad real quick and get over it real quick. It's kind of like that lighthearted nature of the Aries energy. It's kind of like lighthearted and childlike. So like I said, understand the innocence factor of you. Understand even no matter how they might look, how aggressive they might look, how mean they might look, they all have a childlike innocent soul deep down within themselves. They're kind of emotional in a way, but they kind of cover it up in that kind of confident, aggressive manner. So understand that about yourself. Understand it about any other Aries person, predominantly Aries energy person that you're dealing with. Alright, so now boom, Aries energy. So understand that being cardinal, being self-initiative, being ruled by also being ruled by the planet of Mars, which is aggression and fighting and war and conquering, their life is a battlefield. So the biggest thing for this placement is to know that having predominantly Aries energy, having the lesson of knowing who you are, the I am, knowing who you are, that lesson means that in this lifetime you need to have a purpose. You need to have a drive or a goal that you're working towards. Aries, the planet Mars, they want to conquer something. They want to conquer. You can't just be sitting down, being stagnant, not having any goals, not really doing anything. That's why naturally Aries likes to be in competition. Aries likes to fight, like I said in my first video. But I'm not going to say fight as in fist fighting, but they just like challenges. They like competition. They don't like to be stagnant. They don't like to stay still. So you need some type of competition in your life, some type of challenge in your life, or you need a drive to go after. Which is why if you have this placement, you have to find something to pursue. Find something to conquer. Find something that you make it your life goal, your life mission, your purpose to go after. You need to conquer something. Very competitive. These people are very competitive. Always want to be number one, like I said, because they are the first sign. They're kind of the babies, like I said. They want to be number one. But it all stems down to them being ruled by Mars, and Mars needs to find something to beat, find something to conquer. So the best advice for us, for predominantly strong Aries energy, is to conquer your life, conquer yourself, or be in competition with yourself, with your old self in a way. Like I said, watch my past videos, my first Aries energy video. I'm watching it, I'm like, damn, look at the presentation, look at that, look at this. I definitely I definitely found ways to improve and try to find a way to challenge myself to be better. So be in competition with yourself with this placement. Look at your old self, look at the weaknesses inside you, look at something that is not right inside you and try to conquer that, try to beat that, try to become better at that. And naturally you will find that your life you'll find fulfillment in this life, just being able to be a better version of yourself. Now this is true for all the signs of the zodiac, obviously, but for Aries especially, because ruled by Mars and just has that restless energy, Aries has that restless type energy. Also Mars rules our sex drive, and like I said, Sexual energy is the strongest energy us humans can actually use and utilize in this reality. Because we're so filled with that kind of sexual drive, sexual energy, use that to conquer your life. Use that to make yourself your biggest opponent and try to beat your old self, trying to beat up your old self. I got to keep stressing this because with this placement or having Aries placement, it's I am. In this lifetime, figure out who you are. I am energy. Figure out who you are, what you're here to do, your purpose, and put it into drive. And you'll find how easier it is to start that. Because like I said, it's a cardinal side. It's self-initiative. You're easy to make an idea, put in a plan, and actually get up and start doing it. Try to beat your old self. And now, dealing with Aries energy, dealing with Aries people, understand that if you're kind of the more sensitive type, kind of the more, I'm not going to say weak, because nobody is weak. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. But of the more sensitive, as in the less confident type, you will find that being around that Aries person, they will kind of spark confidence within you, because you're watching that person like, damn, that person is so sure of themselves. That person, Aries people can be kind of stubborn. So that stubbornness is just being sure of yourself. Like I said in my first video, we don't like being told what to do. Aries energy doesn't like being told what to do. Very stubborn, but at the same time, very sure of themselves, very confident. The negatives of being too sure of yourself, too confident, is the impulsiveness. As we already know, Aries energy likes to be impulsive. Like I said, Mars really likes to do things and doesn't really think about consequences, just wants to go and conquer something. So redirecting your energy in the right areas, in the right circumstances, in the right goals is a plus for this placement, for this energy in general. Which is why astrology is, I have to stress this in every single video, why astrology is so important to understand and to learn is because knowing what you have in your avatar astrology, your birth chart is like a manual to your avatar, to yourself, to your person. Knowing, all right, so I have this in my chart, I have this. Knowing what energy you have allows you to consciously put it into practice and to put yourself into using that way, into using it in ways that will help you propel yourself in this lifetime. So knowing that you're a self-starter, knowing that you're a self-motivator, knowing that you're naturally wants to conquer something, and not redirecting that into as into being so over competitive to people around you, as into always trying to one up people around you too much, not kind of redirecting it outwardly, but directing it inside wise, but saying, all right, so I want to be the better version of myself. I want to conquer my weaknesses, conquer my fears, conquer things within yourself. When you kind of look at your energy, look at your chart, see what energy you have, and kind of use that to help yourself in personal development. That is why astrology is amazing. That's why astrology is, to me, like one of the best kind of information that you can really learn that can help better yourself in this reality, in this life. Now, like I was saying, with that innocence, that childlike kind of energy, when it comes to love and relationships with Aries energy, once Aries really like falls for someone, they kind of fall deep over. They fall deep as hell. I call it like boo love. They boo love to the max. Because like I said, Aries have a huge heart, which is why at first it will be challenging to kind of get into the Aries inner circle, trying to get with the Aries. Like I said in my first video, kind of make it hard for them to get with you. They like that challenge. But once you conquer that challenge, and Aries have a big heart, that innocence, that childlike energy will kind of make them more susceptible to opening their heart up to you. But like I said to the Aries energy people, don't be aware of who you're giving your heart to, because people take advantage of innocence and childlike behavior. That kind of glistening childlike look they give you in their eye is kind of like innocent looking. People can kind of take advantage of that. So keep that in mind with energy, but understand that once an Aries opened up to you and you get into their inner circle, like I said, they're very giving. They just love to make you happy, make you feel good. But Aries do need a lot of attention, that nurturing energy, like a baby. They do need that mothering and nurturing and the attention like a child, like a baby. But overall, they definitely will give you themselves to you. Low key too much if it's to the wrong person, but if it's like a right dynamic, you will find like being in love with Aries is kind of easy, because you see what you get. Like what you see is what you get. They give you what you see, kind of thing. They're not hiding. They're not mysterious. Their intentions are not really mysterious, because they're kind of hard to. When you have like innocence about your childlike behavior, you can look at a child and they're not really trying to be mischievous like that, because they are who they are in a way. So keep that in mind with this placement. Keep that in mind with dealing with Aries energy people. So all in all though, keeping in mind the Mars factor. I'm going to go back to stress this point again. Keeping in mind the Mars factor. Their life, our life, could be a battle. So a lot of times going through life, we go through these ups and downs. understand that the whole purpose of our realities, the challenges that we face, the things that happen to Aries people, Aries energy people, is to understand who we are and to conquer challenges and to really learn how to fight and stand up for ourselves and to really hold true and hold strong to our identity. Remember, the first house is your identity, the rising sign of what you look like, your first perception when people see you. So your identity, who you are, is the lesson that we have to learn and understand strongly, having Aries energy in this reality. So overall though, Aries energy, the baby of the zodiac, the first sign of the zodiac, they're not always going to be always aggressive too, because understand that as the 12 signs, energy does not stop and start, stop and start. It flows. So a lot of times with that innocence, like I said, that Pisces energy, especially if you are a March Aries earlier, like in the March Aries, you kind of carry also a Pisces type energy because energy flows and goes through the signs. So that innocence comes from that Piscean type energy, that kind of spiritual, kind of innocent type energy. But all in all though, understand that you're here to figure out who you are. You're here to spark influence, to spark initiative within yourself to get up and do something. You're here to inspire other people. You're not here to, you want to be above average in anything you do because average people don't inspire nobody. So spark within yourself, look at your weaknesses and your flaws, try to conquer your weaknesses and your flaws, be in competition with yourself at first so you become the best version of yourself. Understand that you do need challenges, you do like to spark things and like to have fun and all that. But all in all, with astrology is knowing your energy, knowing your chart, knowing all the signs, all the placements, all the house placements, putting that together, looking at that manual, reading that manual, studying that manual about yourself, about your avatar, and utilizing that in a way that will help you propel yourself in this reality. So that was my video on Aries energy part 2. Hope y'all enjoyed. My next video is going to be on Taurus energy part 2, so be on the lookout for that. If y'all subscribe to my channel, appreciate all y'all for real. For this channel, it has been growing like crazy. Like I said, from watching that first video to seeing where we are now, it's been crazy. I didn't even imagine it being this big. So understand that how grateful I am for y'all to continue to support this channel. But if you still haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, handle it one time for your boy. Don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie. I'ma see all y'all when I see y'all.